Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're jumping right in, no easing into it. Imagine a world where science lab meets supernatural horror show. That's where we are. We're following Chloe Saunders. She's a necromancer who just tried and failed to escape this really sinister facility, and bam, she's dragged right back.
Exactly. It starts right there at that point of failure, recapture.
Yeah.
So our mission today, figure out what the Edison Group really is. They run this place, Lyle House. We need to, peel back the layers, get past the official story to the dark secret, the genetic secret behind it all.
And where they hold her immediately tells you so much. It's this fake hotel room. Looks comfortable, right? Double bed, carpet, but zero windows, no handle on the inside of the door. It's all psychological. Make the interrogation feel almost normal, civilized even.
Yeah, and the interrogators fit that perfectly. You've got Dr. Davidoff, who looks like everyone's kindly grandpa, maybe 50.
Yeah.
Always smiling, like he's about to offer you cough drops. And then Mrs. Enright, Tori's mother, chic blonde hair, sharp New York suit, looks professional but radiates ruthlessness. That contrast is really something.
It really is. And they don't waste time. They want her friends, Simon and Derek, who escaped. But the leverage, it's not torture, not physical, it's clinical. It's Simon's diabetes.
Right. They found his backpack with his insulin pens. He needs shots 3 times a day. And Davidoff, oh so calmly, lays it out. Simon missed his morning dose. Without those pens, he'll be in a diabetic coma in like 3 days. They literally hand Chloe a ticking clock. 3 days.
That is just, wow. Using a medical need like that, it speaks volumes about their methods. Practical, cold, evil. But Chloe, she doesn't just break, does she? She sees their desperation too.
Exactly. She turns it around. The source even mentions she acts in the spirit of proper storytelling. Throws up obstacles, buys time. She gives them a list of fake meeting spots. She's calculating, betting Derek's already working on getting Simon that insulin, maybe even robbing a pharmacy if he has to.
Smart. That buys her a moment to really look at these people, because that kind of cruelty, it suggests something more, right? Does she figure anything out about Davidoff specifically?
Oh, almost immediately. That kindly scientist act, it shatters. Dr. Davidoff isn't human. Well, not just human. He's supernatural. An agito. It's Latin, means put into motion. He's got telekinesis, moves a chair without touching it. Subtle, but undeniable.
Hey, hold on. The people running the place, the ones who locked up kids because they were supernatural, who drugged them, they're supernatural too.
Yes. Almost everyone working there. It completely flips the script.
So what is this Edison Group then?
Well, it turns out it was founded 80 years ago. By supernaturals, their cover, a scientific approach to matters of the paranormal. They even used Thomas Edison's supposed interest in contacting the dead as, like, their origin story. It's not about curing anything, it's about control. Using their own kind to manage, well, their own kind.
Which leads us to the kids at Lyle House. If the staff are Agito and Necromancers and who knows what else, what was the science they were doing on Chloe and the others?
The core of it. The Genesis 2 project. That's what the students were part of. Their DNA was modified in vitro. And the source is specific here. 5 subjects, 5 major races. The goal. To engineer out the messy bits. The uncontrollable side effects of their powers. They wanted clean power. Predictable power.
So Chloe, Simon, Derek, they're the ones that didn't work on the failures. When the modification didn't make them what neat and tidy supernaturals, they got shipped off, drugged up, told they were crazy.
Exactly. And the irony, it's brutal. The very thing they tried to suppress, the volatility, is what's now exploding. As they hit puberty, their powers are becoming more unstable, more uncontrollable. They basically created these ticking time bombs, and now the scientists are scrambling.
But what if a subject doesn't see it as a failure? You mentioned Ray. She's different.
Totally different. Ray's an existio that's a half-demon fire type. And the Edison Group, they got to her, spoiled her, made her feel special. Now she loves her powers. She's learning about her mother, Jacinda, who apparently worked for the group and was, quote, gorgeous. Ray's completely bought in. She calls non-supernaturals just humans. There's this ugly little twist in her tone when she says it. The project failed scientifically with her, maybe, but ideologically. A success.
Okay, yeah. A whole other level of messed up. But the betrayals for Chloe, they hit closer to home too, right? It ties into her family.
Oh, it's incredibly tragic. She finds out her own mother, Jenny, arranged for the genetic modification. Why? To make her a necromancer who could control her connection to the dead. Because Chloe's mother had a twin brother, Ben, who also saw ghosts, but couldn't communicate, couldn't control it. He was tormented. He eventually died by suicide. So Chloe's modification. It was this desperate, deeply flawed attempt to save her daughter from that same fate.
Oh my God, what a burden for her mother and for Chloe to find out. But there was someone else too, someone she trusted right after the escape.
Her Aunt Lauren, the one who seemed like a safe haven, who convinced Chloe to go back to the facility initially. Turns out Aunt Lauren used to be a medic there, an Edison Group employee. Not family offering help, but a plant. Yeah. Imagine finding out both your mom and your trusted aunt were part of it all. The emotional impact is just huge.
And all this emotional turmoil, it probably makes the powers even more volatile, right? We see that happen, like with Tori.
Absolutely. Tori, who Chloe thought was maybe just human support staff. Nope. Another Egito. Like her mother, like Davidoff. And in a moment of just pure rage, she loses it. Her telekinesis erupts. The room shakes. Sparks fly. Blue light. It's raw, uncontrolled power tied directly to her emotions. Exactly what Genesis 2 was supposed to prevent.
And Chloe's necromancy, it's not just seeing ghosts, it's much more intense and dangerous.
Terrifyingly so. We get confirmation she can actually literally raise the dead. Not just spirits, she accidentally reanimates things, like decomposing creatures, zombie bats at one point. But worse, when she's panicked or even asleep if she's near a corpse, like a homeless man who had died nearby, she animates it unintentionally. That ability, tied to her emotional state and just proximity, you can see why the Edison Group saw her as such a massive failure and a massive threat.
Even other supernatural entities seem to confirm this strained origin.
Yeah, there's this moment with a trapped spirit, a demi-demon, described like a lightning bug in a bottle. And it tells Chloe, point blank, you kids are Dr. Lyle's creations. Which suggests this wasn't just some broad project, but maybe tied to one specific, probably sinister figure, hints at an even darker history for the whole group.
Okay, so things are incredibly tense. How does the actual escape attempt go down this time? It sounds like chaos.
Complete chaos. Chloe actually manages to hit Mrs. Enright Diane with a pipe. A moment of defiance. But Diane, being a powerful Egito, just retaliates instantly, a bolt of force from her fingertips. But she doesn't hit Chloe. She hits Aunt Lauren. Lauren goes down, bleeding. Then Diane locks Chloe in a binding spell. It's brutal. Helping the kids has immediate, violent consequences within the group.
And the outside world isn't any safer, is it? Tori tries to go back home.
Yeah, she tries. She's reeling, thinking her mother's the monster, but maybe her dad. Nope. Finds out her human father knew all along. He was complicit. He basically abandons her. There's no going back to normal life for any of them. That door is slammed shut.
So they eventually regroup. Find Simon and Derek.
They do, and they get another dose of manipulation. Derek confirms the insulin thing. Totally a setup, a dramatic twist, he calls it. Designed specifically to lure Chloe back. Just reinforces the cruelty. And Derek himself, he's not doing well. He's starting to experience these practice runs of his werewolf change. It's agonizing. Violent vomiting. The power itself is making him physically sick.
And just when they think they're out, the wider supernatural world proves to be just as dangerous, if not more so.
Oh, immediately. They practically stumble out of the frying pan and into the fire. They run into two werewolves, Liam and Ramon, who aren't part of any formal structure, and they're man-eaters.
Yeah.
Worse, they plan to use Derek as a scapegoat for something, which reveals the existence of this big, powerful werewolf pack based up in Syracuse. And this pack, they sound terrifying. Rumors of torturing trespassers, maybe even using a chainsaw. It suddenly makes the Edison Group's scientific control seem almost contained in a weird way, compared to that kind of raw brutality.
If he desperately needed help at that point, where does it come from?
An unlikely source. Andrew Carson. He's a friend of Simon and Derek's dad. But more importantly, he's a defector from the Edison Group. He's part of a small underground group trying to monitor them, maybe eventually take them down. He swoops in, rescues them from a security team. And here's the key thing. The security team wasn't using tranquilizer darts anymore. They were using lethal force. The gloves are definitely off for the Edison Group now.
So Andrew gets them to safety. Temporarily, at least.
Yeah, he takes them to this safe house, described as a huge, rambling Victorian, like 3 stories tall. It was basically a hostel for supernaturals on the run. It's a breathing space. But it's not retirement. It's a base of operations.
Because the fight isn't over? What's the plan?
Well, Andrew needs them. He proposes a jailbreak right at the Edison Group headquarters. He needs their inside knowledge, sure. But more than that, he needs their powers. The very powers the Edison Group failed to control. That volatility is now their weapon.
So Chloe, she starts as this girl thinking she has a mental illness, finds out she's a genetic experiment gone wrong, and now she's a supernatural soldier.
Pretty much. By the time she gets to that safe house, gets that moment to process, she has this realization. Her old life, she calls it a mostly pleasant, uneventful dream. It's gone
Yeah.
forever. This chaos, this danger, this power. This is her reality now. Her awakening, as the source puts it, means this is normal. She says she wouldn't be the same person if she tried to go back. The experiment, in a way, redefined her completely.
Right, so we've seen the horrifying reality of supernaturals experimenting on their own kind, the sheer agony and danger of these unstable powers, and just how brutal the wider supernatural world is outside the lab.
And you had to come back to the Edison Group's stated goal, right? They
Yeah.
claimed they wanted to eliminate the volatility to help these kids assimilate, fit into normal society. But look at the outcome. The only path forward seems to be embracing the chaos. War, a jailbreak, using the very powers they feared. So does that mean the only way for these kids, these genetically engineered time bombs, to find any kind of sanity or control
Yeah.
is to become the weapon the scientists inadvertently created, maybe well-adjusted, was never really on the table?
Can you ever truly control power that was born from an attempt to suppress it? A deeply unsettling question to ponder. We'll leave you with that thought until the next deep dive.